Welcome back! My name is Ella and I'm a member of the Blockchain Presence project. If you have not seen video part 1, I suggest that you watch the first part, because then you will have a much better understanding of the topic. Otherwise, let's continue. I promise to explain the wrapped and unwrapped equity token method. Right, so you remember the standard ICO, the method 1, contradicts a little bit the blockchain anonymity philosophy, because the buyer is forced to provide his personal information. Crescofin used the C-layer standard, and this is a transparent compliance framework which is built on top of the public blockchain to design its wrapped and unwrapped equity token. The C-layer standard enables to simplify and standardize the whole token lifecycle under all regulatory requirements. And this fully open source standard has its public repository on GitHub, which can be accessed and used by everyone. So if you're interested to look at the code or build your own wrapped token, have a look at GitHub and try it out. What is the idea of the concept? The idea of the concept is that one equity share can be held either as a wrapped equity token or as an unwrapped equity token. And this is important to keep in mind. It is either one form or the other. The equity token can never be at the same time wrapped and unwrapped. Hey, but let's start at the beginning. First, imagine there is an investor who is interested to buy one equity token of a company. The investor buys first the wrapped token. Imagine there is the equity token inside, this is the bonbon, and it is wrapped with wrapping paper around. And by the way, only the wrapped tokens can be bought at the market. Right. So the investor buys one wrapped token. And the investor, he is not really interested to become a shareholder with voting rights. So therefore, he does not announce himself to the company. So this wrapped token is more for people with short-term incentives. But now imagine that the investor gets curious about the company and their activities, and he wants to get involved with the company. So he wants to have voting rights at the General Assembly and receive dividends. So what does he do? He announces himself to the company, provides his personal information, and asks the company to unwrap his wrapped token. So to only have the equity token. So you can imagine only have the bonbon inside without the wrapping paper around. For the unwrapping, he registers in the share register. So a quick recapitulation: wrapped token for short-term incentives, and the unwrapped equity token, so without the wrapping paper around, for shareholders with incentive to have voting rights and the right to receive dividends. So keep in mind, it doesn't matter in which form the token holder holds its token, if it's wrapped or unwrapped. It's still one share. The only difference in the perspective of the company is that the share capital splits up in two parts. We have the unregistered share equity. These are the unwrapped tokens. So the company doesn't know the shareholders. And we have the registered share equity. These are the shareholders which are registered in the share register. Still, all of them are shareholders. What are the pros of this wrapped concept? This concept addresses a bigger target group, short and long-term incentives. The wrapped tokens are easier to trade and have lower gas costs than the equity tokens, so the unwrapped equity tokens. And this is in principle the reason why the unwrapped equity token is not traded on the market. Only the wrapped token is traded. And the key of this concept is that the wrapped token can be minted or burned at the choice of the token holder. And this is the most important feature of this concept. And this is why I want to think it through with you again. Imagine there is a shareholder who holds an unwrapped equity token. So he is, as we know, registered in the share register. Now he decides that he wants to sell his equity token. He announces this to the company. the company deletes his entry in the share register and mints the wrapped token. So Imagine puts this wrapping paper around. At the same time, the unwrapped equity token disappears. Because we know one equity share can be either held in one or the other form. Now the shareholder sells his wrapped token and the new investor buys the wrapped token. The new investor is interested to get involved with the company and wants to have voting rights and receive dividends. So therefore, he announces himself to the company. And what happens, the new investor is being registered in the share register, and at the same time, the wrapped token is burned. Kind of imagine the wrapping paper is burned, and it leaves the token holder with the unwrapped equity token. So these are only two concepts of how tokenizing shares can be done. Maybe you have an idea which will revolutionize the equity token offering. I hope you enjoyed this video and stay curious and check out some new videos from Blockchain Presence.